This message is for any Asian MAGA out there. We're next. I want to remind you that we are closer to the undocumented immigrants that are being deported right now than we are to them. We have more in common to the undocumented immigrants than we do to them. You remember how quickly MAGA turned on us during COVID, and it didn't matter if you were Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, Filipinos. To them, we were just chinks responsible for the China flu. It is foolish and frankly embarrassing that you think just because you wear the red hat that you're going to be spared when your time comes. This country is never going to be pure enough or white enough, and they are never going to accept you the way that you accept them. They have forgotten that they too have immigrants' blood in them, but let us not forget the crazy, difficult journey our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents took to get here, to escape their country for a chance of a better life. This is not it. Everybody deserves that chance.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rosemary and I'm excited to have you here. In today's video, we dive into the Asian support for Trump and the impact of Trump's administration to the Asian community. Many Asians supported Trump during the last election over Kamala. They even composed songs in their language praising and calling him a king. But today, the same people, the same voters are crying out for help and expressing their regret for endorsing and voting for him. Let's listen to a few videos and I'll be back with my commentary. Kindly consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any trending topics.
Under President Trump administration, we used to have the most secure border under President Trump administration. And the world has no war under President Trump administration. Only President Trump has enough love for our children to make education good again. Only President Trump has enough love for our business owner and working class to make economy strong again. Only President Trump has enough love for our Americans to make our border safe again. And only President Trump has enough love for this country to make America great again.
Why Chinese Americans support Trump? All right. So the reason is the Democrat administration, Biden administration, lead this country towards socialism and eventually towards communist dictatorship. We came from China. We know this is the way. This is not like people here don't understand what is a communist is. We know communist is, what communist is. That's why we support Trump.
This is really interesting because I'm also Chinese American myself. So
you haven't lived in China, I guess.
I did. I grew up in China.
Oh,
I grew up in China till I was 17. I'm from Shanghai. But
from Shanghai.
yeah, I don't want to talk about my opinions because I'm a journalist. So I just want to hear more about your opinions. As immigrants, a lot of people might say that Trump is anti-immigrant or
Trump is not anti-immigrant. It's just against illegal immigrant. Right. It must be lawfully, orderly. That's how the immigrant should be.
Did you know that there's a really strange reason why so many first-generation Chinese immigrants love Trump? And what's really interesting is that Trump's policies aren't exactly pro-Chinese or pro-Chinese immigrants. And yet it was obvious on platforms like WeChat during the 2016 election that Trump was a favorite. And some will even estimate that there's 3 Trump supporters for every Hillary supporter back then. And it's not hard to find a distant cousin or uncle who really loves Trump. In fact, I even had a couple of them in my extended family. And when it came down to it, there's a couple main reasons why Chinese immigrants love Trump. And one of the main reasons was affirmative action, which many Chinese immigrants felt was unfair. You have to remember that many of these individuals came to the United States solely to give their kids a fair chance at college. And some felt that their kids couldn't get into the college that they deserve simply because of their race. In addition to this, some of these Chinese immigrants also supported Trump for his policies on paying less taxes. And again, many of these individuals felt like this policy would benefit them as well as their kids. Basically, many of these Chinese immigrants supported Trump simply because of his policies, which can affect their personal lives. And for many of these Chinese immigrants, whoever made their kids' lives a little bit easier was the candidate that they wanted to vote for.
Hey, Did you know in World War II, they put Japanese in America into internment camps because they were scared that these people were Japanese spies for Japan? And did you know 2/3 of those people in the camps were legal citizens? But did that matter during that time when they fought against Japan? No. No, because guess what? At the end of the day, you were Japanese and you were a potential spy for Japan. So into the camps you go. Legal US citizens who also waited years to do this legally. You know how many times our president has blamed China for so many bad things in America? And do you think if we lined up a Japanese person, Chinese person, Vietnamese person, Filipino person, Korean person, so on and so forth, that a lot of white people would be able to tell us apart? Nope. Majority of us would probably be labeled as Chinese. So the safety net you've casted for yourself because you did this the legal way, it could be taken away just like that.
Ajma here, reading the news that there are potentially up to 150,000 Koreans in the U.S. That are vulnerable and potentially a target for deportation. And that includes adoptees, I would very much like off this timeline, but we're going to do what we can to be prepared and to be kind and to not panic, and no matter what, we shall be kind, and we shall try to do our best to do everything that is right with the universe. The arc of justice is very, very long.
Asians have long been seen as the quote-unquote model minority, hardworking, successful, and politically quiet. But of late, many stepped into politics, and a surprising number supported Donald Trump. They saw him as a strong leader who would protect their businesses and lower the taxes. Others believed he was a better choice than the Democrat. But now, the same voters are experiencing the FAFO season. So, come to think of it, why did the Asian community vote for Trump? Number one, many admired his business persona. He sold himself as a businessman who could cut through government red tape and create wealth for everyone. Asian immigrants, many of whom came to the US with a dream of success, saw something familiar in that story. To them, Trump represented hard work, success, and a strong economy, values they believed aligned with their own. Some Asian voters believed that Trump's promises to crack down on crime and illegal immigration would make the country safe. They felt that legal immigrants, like themselves, would benefit from stricter laws that would keep out illegal people. Others supported this fight against affirmative actions, thinking that adding race-based admissions would help Asian students get into the top colleges without facing discrimination. But reality turned out to be different. Trump's presidency didn't bring the benefits many expected. On the contrary, it made things worse in ways they didn't see coming. Truth be told, the Asian community has never been an ally to the white. For example, during the COVID-19, when the pandemic hit, Trump blamed China for the virus. This led to a rise in anti-Asian hate crimes. Asians were attacked on the streets, spat on, and even killed. People with nothing to do with China were now seen as enemies. The same man they supported fueled hate against them. Asians thought that the trade war with China would only hurt the Chinese government, but think of it. Businesses have been hurt in the US, especially those owned by the Asians. High tariffs on Chinese goods meant that small businesses have to pay more for supplies. The Asian entrepreneurs who relied on trade with China now found themselves struggling. Instead of helping, Trump's policies has made their lives harder. The tech and the medical industries has not been left behind. High tariffs and restrictions on the Chinese imports slowed down the production of essential goods, from computer chips to medical supplies. Tech companies struggle with supply chain disruptions, leading to job losses. The same policies supposed to weaken China ended up damaging industries that Asians depend on. Come to think of immigration, Trump's policies are harsher than anyone would have ever thought. While some Asians supported the crackdown on illegal immigration, they didn't realize that his administration would also go after legal immigrants. An example, H-1B visa holders, many of whom are skilled Asian workers, face higher scrutiny and delays. Family unification policies are stricter, making it harder for immigrants to bring their loved ones to the US. Even long-time residents face the risk of deportation due to new rules. Many who believed that they were safe under Trump's new laws have found themselves targeted by the same system they supported. Despite being seen as the model minority, Asians are still treated as outsiders. The idea that Trump would favor them was an illusion. Asians who supported him are now realizing that they are not truly accepted. To many of his followers, they will always be seen as foreigners. The takeaway from this whole issue, elections have consequences, and for the Asian community, the consequences are painful. The belief that Trump would favor them turned out to be a mistake. Trump used anti-China rhetoric to gain their support, only for it to backfire in ways they didn't expect. They found out the hard way that no minority is truly safe and a leader who thrives on division. Fourth season is still in full swing, and for Trump Asian supporters, it's been a brutal wake-up call. The question is, would they learn from it? That's it for today's video. If you find this information helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.